Yes, welcome everyone to Braw Cast. It's Sunday night and we are finishing off our Wrestling Month specials right here. Let me explain what Braw Cast is if you've never seen it before. It's a lifestyle podcast. It's a positivity podcast. We get to talk to MMA fighters. We get to talk to comedians. We get to talk to actors. We get to talk to writers. We get to talk to directors. We get to talk to people that are breaking world records, survival experts. We've had people that have sailed around the world, motorcycled around the world. Each and every week we bring you something a little different. We get to talk about their journeys, and it's brought to you free by the guys at Braw Beard Oils. Yes, we do want you to hear from some of the interesting MFers that are of the world of bearddom, but as well as that, it's about reaching out across all different. Hey, listen, we're all into stuff together, and that's exactly what this show is about. It's about making connections, folks. That's definitely what it is. And yeah, from time to time we will sit and we'll talk to people, but it's about getting to know more about them. And we have ourselves a bit of fun each and every week. My name is Billy Kirkwood. I'm the host of Braw Cast. This month has been a lot of fun because it has been Wrestling Month. We've got to talk to people from UK wrestling. We've got to talk to people from Scottish wrestling. We've got to talk about their backgrounds, learning more about them, their journeys into that. And today is one that I've been wanting to do for a long time. We're going to be talking to Ravie Davie. Now, I'm going to get into a bit more about Ravie, but before we do that in just a little second, if you want to keep supporting this podcast, because it is live each and every Sunday night on Facebook and Twitter, but you can listen to the audio versions, and you can head over to Braw Beard Oils on YouTube, subscribe over there. You can check out the videos of all the old episodes, and it comes to you absolutely free in an audio form as well on Spotify. So that's all the good stuff. You can check out all the previous episodes. If you're into this type of thing, tell a pal. Leave us a review if you like it as well. If it's your first time, tune in at the end. If you enjoyed it, 5 stars. I know you're good for it, but leave us a review because it helps get it out there and it helps get things rock and rolling. And here's the whole thing. Yes, Braw Beard Oils are the ones that signed the checks on this bad boy for you. So what we'd love it, if you'd love to help show a little bit of support for what we do here on Broadcast, is you can head over to brawbeardoils.com. We're on the festive period, man. We're on the run up to Christmas. So why not get yourself an amazing hoodie? Sorry, I can't remember what side is covering my nipple. If I get hoodies, hats, neck gaiters, you can also get some oils for the beard, but brushes, combs, training vests, all manner of things. You can head over right now and get all those really cool things over at brawbeardoils.com. It's an amazing selection. John makes only the best of gear, and we sponsor so many incredible people around the world as well, doing their things. And I'm going to talk to you at the end of the show, telling you that we're going to be doing Braw Cast live on February 19th and how you can be there. It's going to be like a live version of this, but we're going to have some of our favorite guests on. We're going to have games. We're going to have fun because we're not able to do the Braw Beard Mustache and Beard Championships because of, well, you know, we're still kind of curving our way around COVID as much as we can. So while that's all getting worked out and the date for 2023 is all sorted, we thought we'd have a placeholder, and I'm going to tell you more about that at the end. Right. Let's get in about today's guest, shall we? I've known this young man since he broke into pro wrestling. I remember hearing the buzz, hearing about this guy that was, you know, he was just starting to train, but already he was managing to get videos out there and people were talking about him and his excitement, his enthusiasm. And that's what we're going to hear. We're going to hear the personal side of his background and his journey through life and into pro wrestling. Well, I've got to say, the ones the last couple of weeks have been really, really awesome because we had Andy Wilde, who was really motivational, I thought, helped talk about people dealing with depression and anxiety. And Davies this week is along the same lines in the respect of, man, if there's a can-do bloody attitude, there is someone that's always been punching up and aiming for the fences. It's Ravie Davie. I've wanted to sit down and have a chat with him for a while. You get to hear about where he's come from, where some of the strifes that he's been through already, his thoughts on the pro wrestling world, what he's had to do in order to make things happen in that, his plans for the future, and so much more. This one's a great one. This one's a really, really great one. You're going to absolutely love it. Now, if you've never heard of Ravie Davie, where the hell have you been? Ravie Davie, the Fresh Prince of Drummoyne Square, Neddy Kruger, some fighter. He's got so many monikers, it's unbelievable. I can't remember half of them. Let's take a little look at Davie in action for Insane Championship Wrestling. Davie, Davie, no! No! Davie, no!
What is he doing?
Wow!
Holy Christ!
A blockbuster!
From the balcony. I don't believe this.
He can't do it!
I've seen this a million times.
Nails him with a moonsault! One!
No!
Two!
No!
What?
No!
Ladies and
Davie
gentlemen, here is the
going
winner
to the Hydro!
to the Hydro's left.
Not a fan of the commentary, I don't mind telling you. Right, this is the sit down. You know the way it works is we're going to hand over to Billy from the past. We're going to talk to Davie. You're going to absolutely love it. And I'll catch up with you right at the end. So please enjoy the sit down and chat. The Fresh Prince of Drummoyne Square, Ravie Davie. Anyway, Davie, thanks very much for joining us from the, I don't know, do we call it the Davie Towers, whatever we call it?
Ravie Davie headquarters, we call
Ravie
it.
Davie headquarters, mate. The brain trust. Mate, you're probably one of the most entrepreneurish, I think, wrestlers, out there today, man. Not only are you doing, not only are you back out wrestling with ICW and other companies, you got your own company setting up, you're blowing up TikTok, you're picking fights and getting into fights on TikTok as well, which I think is amazing. And Twitch and what have you as well, man. Thanks for taking the time to set up. We were just talking like a pair of old dads at the school gate about the problems keeping like our wains off gaming and how much they're just getting away from us, man. How hard is it to keep your kid out of the Ravie Davie headquarters there when you're trying to Twitch and what have you?
Well, that's the thing, Billy. So this is probably got to sound mad for a guy like yourself, you know what I mean? But during the lockdown, me and my girlfriend, my fiance, she actually moved out the house and bought her own house, you know what I mean? She actually lives around the corner for me.
Right.
Basically, what it was is because obviously lockdown happened, I basically started talking about how I actually did want to buy a wrestling ring and stuff like that. Because I just always thought it'd be something cool to have, you know what I mean? So these things about it, and then she went mental, you know what I mean? She's like, what do you mean you want a wrestling ring? No, that's ridiculous. I want to buy a house, no, and you're talking about this crap, right? So obviously with that, she ended up saving up the money, she bought the house, because obviously as well, she's wanting to obviously have stuff on the way, leave the way and stuff like that, which obviously is admirable. And to be fair, it done it to us a world of good, you know what I mean? I think with the lockdown, we were starting to get on each other's throats and stuff like that and spend a lot of time with each other. I think now we're acting like a couple again, actually making time for each other and stuff like that. This was actually, it's funny that you said that, obviously about how I'm very busy, because my missus always laughs and jokes about how she has to book me in and schedule me in nowadays, not I mean, because obviously the way I'm working. Because that's what I was actually saying as well. Usually I wouldn't be able to, it's hard for me to get on stuff like this, because it's you, brother, obviously I've made sure to be able to squeeze it in, know what I mean?
Thank you, brother, I appreciate it.
You were saying it was a bit urgent, so I thought I'd definitely get on for you, know what I mean? I'd make time for you, Billy, obviously, know what I mean? You're a man, you do stuff, you make me sound and look good when I'm wrestling, know what I mean? So if I can get a favour returned, it's definitely something I'd like to do. But so she moved out, and as I said, it's actually the world good, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been able to start my Twitch. There's things as well. I'm a bit of a night hawk and stuff like that. I don't sleep until 11, 12 o'clock where she goes to her bed at 8, or these kind of things, you know what I mean? So it's just, it's actually the best of both worlds now, because now I can do Twitch and like on Twitch, obviously, I don't know if you've seen it, but I'm quite manic. I'm shouting at the top, my lungs going mental and stuff like that. The good thing is, if I was still staying with Georgia, if you were still staying together, I wouldn't be able to do that. No, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do Twitch. So it's a way for me to make extra money and stuff like that. Plus, as well, a lot of people are always on the Twitch like, your neighbours know how they hate you. And I always say, no, my neighbours can't hate me, because one of the other reasons Georgia moved it is because the neighbours just randomly have parties to 4 in the morning on like random Tuesdays, any days of the week. I can sleep through it, but she couldn't, you know what I mean? So she'd get sick of it. But that's what I'm saying, when anybody says, oh, you're shouting too loud, your neighbours will hate it. I'm like, wait, talk, this is me getting revenge. My neighbours made my missus move out the house, for fuck's sake. This is me. No, I mean, this is me getting them revenge, shouting at the top of my lungs, and fucking MC and all that stuff, know what I mean? But to be fair, they don't mind that. I don't mind that either. It's one of the ones. If they had other neighbours, they'd have had probably the police phone on them a long time ago. And if I had a different neighbour, I wouldn't be able to do this as well. So it's the best of both worlds. Mind you, they probably still had the missus staying on here. And that's again, if she was still right staying on here, I wouldn't be able to do the Twitch and all that anyway. So it's one of the ones. we're good for each other. Not, I mean, bad neighbours, but good for each other.
Works out, man. Works out. Right.
So that's what I'm saying. So I don't need to worry about Morecambe and Run, but because it's my main house, the only thing that some people just arrive on a mouse and stuff like that. You know, like, come on, I suppose you should know my schedule.
Well, hey, listen, Ravie Davie headquarters is pumping out some amount of content just now, and folk are loving it, right? Davey, I've got to get into how we got into pro wrestling, right? I know everyone, you must have been asked this question so many times on other podcasts and what have you, but the question I'll ask is, what made you want to get in a wrestling ring? Rather than, going through it, what was the thing that made you went, I want to do that? Because, I know it's been well documented and we've talked about it before, like, how hard life was and backgrounds and what have you. But what was the moment that you went, I want to be a pro wrestler? What was it that made you do that?
You say I get asked on podcast, but I mean, that's the question I get asked anywhere I go, if anybody ever.
Really?
You know what I mean? What made you want to do it, be a wrestler? The three questions you get asked as a wrestler: what made you want to do it? Is it real? Know what I mean? Or is it real or fake? Or the third one is, how much money do you make, or do you make money doing it? Know what I mean? That's the three. And then the fourth one is, do you know Brado? But a lot of people, I've heard that actually through the TikToks, and I know a lot of people getting asked, do you know Ravie Davie? Not going to start to creep up there, not in the mainstream aspect of it.
I get asked if I know Ravie Davie a fair amount. Anytime I mention I'm involved with wrestling, man, people know.
Good stuff. So basically, this is where the story takes a bit of sense. From how I got into wrestling when I was younger. My ma passed away when I was 6 years old, and I watched that a wee bit before then, before my mother died. But then when she died at 6, as I said, my nana gives me everything. You were talking, my nana used to give me everything she could, and what she noticed when I was watching the wrestling, that was basically the only time I wasn't feeling sorry for me. One of the ones, as a 6-year-old, just goes for mask, even feeling sorry for yourself. Not I mean, I had the right to fucking feel upset and sad. Not I mean, but whenever I was upset or sad or anything like that, I'd watch the wrestling, and that would be me. I'd be in a different world. I'm not in the real world anymore. I'm in the WWF or the WWF at the time, and I'm running amongst these fans, watching all my favourite wrestlers, watching like Shawn Michaels, Mick Foley, and coming out as Cactus Jack, and coming out as Dude Love, not I mean, Triple H, The Rock, all these guys. It just made me think like I wanted. Like, that was where I always wanted to be in that world, because it just made me forget about the real world. And obviously that's what I was trying to do. So growing up as a young boy, I always asked like me and Xander and my other pal Steg Barnett. We used to always, when the youth workers and stuff like that would come out to ask us what you would want in the community, because it's governance, you know what I mean? So that is where the youth work and all that would try and target the more rougher areas. So we'd get all the time, and I'd always say, we'd say wrestling, and the youth workers would obviously ask you about wrestling and all that, but I don't know if they did, but they'd say they'd go and ask about it. Even if they did go and ask about it, you know what I mean? I doubt they'd get much interest. I doubt their bosses would have been saying, oh, we've got to be able to sort that. So it was never anything really for it, you know what I mean? So I kind of stopped, like, no liking wrestling, but I stopped looking into it and stuff like that, and wanting to be a wrestler kind of thing. But I didn't really don't want to be a wrestler, because that's how I know then when I was about 12, 13ish. That's when I started thinking about the gangs and doing the gang fight and stuff and that. And that was actually, it probably sounds a bit bad, but that was my form of wrestling, you know what I mean? So I would go up and I'd be like, I'd try and start rivalries and I'd be like saying to guys, me and you, Mon, you go there and you'll fight me and you one-on-one and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And like, well, people are flinging bricks and bottles, you know, and in my head it was this big drama and this big that. And then people, like, because you were in the gang and all that, you'd get attention in school and other people and all that. Like, you'd think you were cool because you'd be going and fighting and all that. So in my head, I was, no, like, it sounds daft, but at the time I didn't think this right, but seeing looking back at it, I definitely thought I was some mad wrestler, you know what I mean? Like, living this life through gang fighting and government. No, I didn't have the wrestling thing, but we had everything else. It was
a kind of escape for you, like almost like
and obviously I'm still having, I never went to therapy or anything like that for my ma passed away and stuff like that. So I'd always kind of had these. So that's me trying to escape my problems, not being fighting, but then obviously I get to like drinking and stuff like that and all.
Yeah.
So that was how I always did what I did. But then when, as I said, about 12, 13. Just before that, in fact, before I started getting fighting and all, I'd been asked what I wanted to do as a drove back a pastoral care teacher, and I told them I wanted to be a wrestler, and they laughed at me and said, you can't do that, you need to be American and take steroids to be a wrestler. So obviously I'm sitting heartbroken, and I think that accompanied with all the things, hearing that, and then obviously getting a wee bit older and stuff like that. That's when I started the gang fight and all that stuff, as I said. All of that was like my my escape, as you say. But then as I started to get older, 16, 17, I tried to get out of trouble and stuff like that for Nana. So I gave up on all the wrestling aspect and stuff like that, and I just got a normal job, but it wasn't really something I was looking into. I'd fell away from it. I wasn't watching it as much either. This was around about the time Miz was the world champion and all. I can always remember that heavy put me off. Not, I mean, I love the Miz doing that. Not, I mean, obviously watching stuff, but it's just a wee guy, man.
And that's funny, like, as a kid, like, you think about, oh, I fucking hated that guy, but as you get a wee bit older, it's like, that guy was amazing at what he did.
Aye, definitely. Not, obviously, because there's a wee guy, exactly, because he was the bad guy, it put me off that much. I stopped watching, you know what I mean? And that's obviously, it's not what they're trying to do, but that is obviously technically good, you know what I mean? And obviously, as I'm older, I get that now, and I love them, and all that. But as I said, at the time, I hate this, like, oh, fuck this, I'm not watching this anymore. So I stopped watching, I just got a normal job, was into the welding and stuff like that.
Right.
And then a couple of years later, my nana got no well, and my nana got no well, started thinking to myself, what can I do to make my nana proud of me? Not, I mean, I got the welding job and all that, but I want to actually make her proud of me, not because obviously I'd messed up in life, been bad, and she'd always stuck by me, even though she didn't have to do it. So eventually, I remembered when I was younger, she always bought, when my mum died, obviously, she bought me all the wrestling figures, bought me all the pay-per-views, all the toys, belts, everything. On Monday morning, I'd get, if there was a pay-per-view on a Sunday night, and I would buy the pay-per-view off Sky Box Office for 15 quid, and then she'd let me stay after school the next day so I could watch it, you know what I mean? Just stuff like that, obviously. Ruin my education, you know what I mean? So I could go and so I could be happy with wrestling. But to be fair, that's obviously what better, not because of wrestling. I'm not using maths and English. It's a 27-year-old. Not to the best of my ability anyway. But
you're doing pretty well, mate. I think you're doing pretty well. Then most folk that dug in pretty deep, I think you're doing pretty well, man.
No, fair enough. So then obviously I thought the wrestling, I'll look into it. So I looked into it, it was actually Source Wrestling School, me and Xander found, and we went there for like one session. It was a 6-hour session, but this was when I had cancer. So after the session, I loved it, that and big demo and stuff like that. Training was brilliant. So it was, but after that, I went outside, and my nana, I'd had like 10 missed calls or something like that. So my head just went to I think it was more than 10 missed calls, to be fair. There was a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But my head just went to the bad place, and I thought, oh, my nana's deed. I've just wasted my time in a 6-hour wrestling session with my nana. Obviously, people phone me like, oh, they're just wondering where you were. But obviously, that feeling of guilt and despair and all that, I didn't go back to it. But I showed my nana a wee picture. There was a picture, or somebody took a picture, just in the place training that, and I showed my nana the wee smile put on her face, and how happy she was. I do need to go for this. So then my nana passed away, and she'd left me, my sister, and my 2 wee cousins £250 each. Not, she wasn't a bit laugh. But she also went around the catalogues and stuff like that, and buying stuff, renting it, or no renting it, getting it on tick, and then obviously when she passed away, she couldn't pay it back. So we got a couple of freebies, you know what I mean? She wasn't that daft, but then so she got the £250. She left me. I was starting looking up wrestling schools, and that's when I came across the GPWA.
Yeah.
So I seen the GPWA, and I was like, I'm gonna go for this. I just watched an odd when I looked into the wrestling schools and stuff like that. I'd seen the documentaries and seen Fight Club 1 and 2. Yeah. Once I seen that was just, as soon as I seen that, it might sound big hero a little bit. As soon as I seen that, and I seen Grado, I was like to myself, I'm funnier than him, and that guy's fatter than me. If he can do it, I can do it. If he can do it, I can do it. Not because that was always one of the things. I just didn't have the fitness for it. Not I mean, I seen Grado was the best at it, and I was like, he's the best in this country. If he can do it, then obviously I can do it. Now, obviously, I've been a wrestler. I've been with Grado. I understand that he's actually probably the funniest guy in the world. Never mind just wrestling, but obviously. Always fat as looked on the telly, not go for it and all that. But at the time, I was just being big egotistical. Well, we are egotistical wee guy at the time. I just thought, if anything can do it, I can do it. And that's why I went in so confident. It obviously worked out for me as well, not I mean, because I went in, and it turned out I was actually really quite good at it when I was doing the 8-week course in the GPWA. I was getting with Tam and Red Light and that, like, brilliant, you've got to go farm this and stuff like that. And you've got to smash this. And I did. I went and smashed the 8-week course, done the test, then I went into the main class. And then in the main class, I was, they had 4 classes a week at one point, and I went for 64 sessions in a row during the 4 days, the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday class. I just smashed it, not because I just felt, it was no offence to the guys, I know they'd been there for like 6 months, but GPW just opened, so they'd only really had like 6 months worth of like trainees. So I in my head, I was like, these guys aren't actually as far ahead of me they'll probably think they are, as they should be and stuff like that. So I was like, if I come in here and just come in 4 days a week, I'll catch up to them because they've only been gone once or twice a week, you know what I mean? So eventually my 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks will turn into their 10 weeks, not their 15 weeks. So I just went in and I was smashing it. The first day I actually gone was because I had to go to Amsterdam with ITV to film something about that Amsterdam thing. And I ended up with the Amsterdam story thing I done. I had to miss a session because I had to get a free trip to Amsterdam. So that was the only reason I missed it. I wouldn't have kept going. I'd have made 100 at least, not I mean, but couldn't not have a free trip to Amsterdam. But so that was pretty much how I went to it.
I remember there's so much to unpack there. Like, first of all, when you went back and when you said to people like you wanted to be a pro wrestler and they laughed at you because you can't do that. I don't know if it's a working class attitude or whatever, but it drives me nuts, man. Because I got the same when I remember telling somebody that worked at what would it have been? What did they call them? Like careers advisor or something like that?
That was my pastoral care teacher. It was my pastoral care teacher.
Exactly. It's like
Lourdes, and that's what I was saying when I went to Govan High. By the time because I went to 2 different high schools, I went to Lourdes and Govan High. Sorry, I'm butting an off, just my ADHD if I don't forget. You know what I mean? So I went to Govan High. When I went there, I hadn't even. By the time I'd moved to Govan High, I didn't even have job aspirations. So they told me the wrestling, and after that, I was like, I've got to laugh at my job aspirations. I've just got to tell you what, I'd be a professional lottery winner. Because then at least you've got something to laugh at the comedian side of it coming out, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Fucking hate that attitude, but it's just like, oh, you can't do that. That's not for you. You're meant to get 2.5 kids and get a job in a factory. What the fuck? I fucking keep hearing that from careers advisors, man, and it's utter fucking shite. But the thing is as well, see when you started getting into GPWA, I remember this because already we were hearing rumblings about this guy, Davie, that really wants it. Like, I remember hearing about it, and then the video of you in Amsterdam went up, and I was like, is this guy? Oh, fucking hell, this is good. Like, I was like, this guy gets it, man. This guy gets it. And because I think, I can't remember the first show you were on off the top of my head, like main roster show, but everybody knew who you were. Like, I don't think you'd wrestled a match at that point.
That's a bad thing about it. No, I mean, that's heat technically. A lot of people, I mean, you get it. You're one of the sound ones. No, I mean,
he keeps you at him. He keeps you at him.
I say that myself, man. But it's people. So that's me saying I done the 64 that thing about all the training and all that.
Yeah.
But then instead of that, when I've come into wrestling, people haven't seen me doing the training. That they've just seen this wee dick who's done an Amsterdam video, who's not even wrestled yet, and knew what I'm trying to do in 5 or 10 years. He went and done it with even wrestling a match yet, not even get all the eyes on the place. So there's a lot of heat and hang with it, and obviously it's hard, but I mean, like, you're basically on the back foot, trying to go on the front foot, you know what I mean? People don't like you, they don't even know you yet and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, no, I don't give a fuck about it, you know what I mean? Anybody that didn't like me at the start can go fuck themselves, you know what I mean? Fucking, because no, they've got fucking reason, you know, not like me, you know what I mean? So that's, at the start, I was just a hard one going to come in. That's the thing as well, see about the Amsterdam thing.
Yeah.
I admitted it now, my missus asked me on TikTok, so I can admit it now. That was all just fake. Like, that was, see, because obviously that was just a story I'd done basically. Because obviously I'd been getting the bureau in ICW, the Raven reporter. Yeah. In my head, right, obviously I know Dallas is, now I know that Dallas just made that is like, he needs extra content for these shows, right? But in my head, I'm like, Dallas has gave me this opportunity. He wants me to do this. He wants me to smash this, right? And I end up forgot that I didn't know that ICW had a show on a weekend. I was taking my missus to Amsterdam. Yeah. So obviously I'm thinking, no, I need to make up something for this. I can't just be, I can't be no at the show. And not, I mean, I'm thinking I'm a pure integral part of the show. I'm not even on the actual show. I'm going about filming stuff at Hingway for like week during the week segments, you know what I mean? But I'm thinking in my head, this is the business, this needs to be done. So I went to box on the first of the week, filmed a video saying, I'm going to go and sit here and meet the wrestler. I know they come here and drink, no, I'm going to try and get some interviews and all that with them, right? Then the next day, I've done the video where I've woke up in Amsterdam and I'm like, oh shit, man, because obviously I want people to know why I'm not there on Sunday. So I'm like, oh shit, done the video. So I'm not thinking anything, but I think it's going to get 200 or 300 views, you know what I mean? Yeah. No anybody views it. Woke up the next day, mate, and CNN were trying to get in contact with me. All these mad Dutch interview sites, Lad Bible, everywhere was wanting to speak to me. And I'm like, oh no, man. Like, I need to, obviously, it was I was like, yes, but I was like, I need to keep this going. I need to kid on this as real. I mean, to be fair, but it's one of the ones, the people that say to me, oh, it's fake or no or whatever. It was my first wrestling storyline. That's the way I see it. I mean, the first wrestling storyline that I've actually managed to get people gripped and attention. That this wrestler couldn't make the show, so he's woke up in Amsterdam. That's a segment, know what I mean? And I had millions of people believing it, know what I mean? So fucking, before he even had a match, that was basically that was my Mr. Perfect vignettes, not I mean, introducing me to people. There's this
100%.
mad wrestler that's coming on, and he might wake up in Amsterdam.
Look, I wish there was 100 more wrestlers with that attitude, mate. Like, honestly, there's an old phrase here in Scotland, the noisy Waynes get the sweets. Do you know what I mean?
Shy Waynes don't get the sweets, man. That's the one thing I've always known.
There it is. Do you know what I mean? So I remember it being just a huge thing, and I can't wait for this boy to get in the ring. Your time, but those first couple of years in ICW, fucking hell, man. I was convinced you had a death wish because you kept going in, flying into these storylines, hard hitting ones, the matches you were going into. How did you find it? Trying to make that transition, you say you've got the fans' attention. How did you find it making that transition into being a storyteller in the ring? Because man, it was a hell of a time. I remember the storylines with Bram. Literally, I was watching some of the Bram stuff just this morning before I came on. In fact, I found a picture I had on my phone of the eye, man. But again, you'd get it. If fucking Jim Cornette were watching, they were the first thing you did when you got that eye was you got a camera in your face. Do you know what I mean? This boy gets it. How did you find transitioning, telling that story? Did I break up for a second there?
Camera's not moving anymore. You cut off there. You said Jim Cornette and I didn't hear what you said.
All right, okay. It was all good. It was all complimentary.
That's because somebody's trying to phone me. I can see it. You said Jim Cornette and then I didn't hear what you said.
What I basically said was Jim Cornette would have loved it because the first thing you did is got a camera in your face to get your eye because this guy gets it, man. How did you find transitioning, starting to tell those stories that you wanted to tell through, mate, ultra violence? Do you know what I mean?
Well, see, this comes from the gang fighting background, all the mad stuff I do, and it sounds like this is going to sound a bit tragic, right? But obviously, it might sound even martyr-like, but at the end of the day, man, obviously I do have stuff to live for, right? I've got my family, my missus, my wedding, that, right? But I've had a lot of sadness, I've had a lot of pain, you know what I mean? I've had a lot of bad things happen to me. So wrestling is literally what I love more than anything in this world. Obviously, except for my wedding, I love the two more than anything, right? But wrestling is next, not after family. Wrestling is what I love doing, right? So see, if I'm getting to good, because I know when I first get into ICW, I was getting a lot of opportunity. Obviously, I still got opportunity, but I was getting big, massive opportunities against your likes like Bram, James Storm, ICW heavyweight title matches with Wolfgang, not so. The way I seen it is, and obviously I had all that heat like I was saying as well, and the fans were behind me. So the way I seen it was, I had to, and ICW was the biggest company in Europe as well, and it was known for all the ICW stuff that is insane, you know what I mean? So I felt like I had to do all this stuff. I had no pressured, but more for myself. But I need to get my name known. I need to get recognised. I need people to know who I am. There's guys in here. There's end of the day, I like to be ICW champion. I like to be one of the biggest wrestlers. It was Grado that got me into it. I like to be Grado, you know what I mean? But I want to be my own version of Grado. I like to be the top dog in Scotland, you know what I mean? In the UK, wherever. I don't might sound big headed, but fuck it, you don't get big plans, you're not gonna have grand dreams or whatever, you know what I mean? You're not gonna if you've not got a final destination, you're not got to get there, you know what I mean? Or whatever that's, I don't know. I'm trying to make it a quote there, but it didn't really work for me. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is,
I know what you mean.
I want to obviously that thing speak into existence all that, right? But so I want to go into I want to be the ICW World Champion. I'm getting all these big opportunities. So what do I need to do? I need to show that I can hang with all these guys that have been doing it 10 years longer than me, you know what I mean? I need to show that I can rub shoulders with them. I can do these mad stuff. I can be mental. I can fit ICW, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of guys in Scotland, especially when GPWA started, and obviously I was starting to come through. That was just after. Obviously, I watched the Insane Fight Club and I thought, I can do this. I wasn't just the only person that thought that, but there was a lot of other people that obviously thought it. So there was hundreds of people coming through that put it this way, but then honestly, there's been guys and women that have came to wrestling schools that probably are better than me and some of the guys that you see, but no, just never quite make it because they can't handle the mental aspect, they can't handle the bumping and the bruise, they can't handle that stuff. Put it this way, like one guy, for example, Kiffy West, imagine he was still kicking about, that guy looks like a 5-time WWE champion already, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the shape he's in is crazy.
To be fair, you know what I mean? It's no, he obviously got a better opportunity with bodybuilding, so that's why he's went there, but that's the guy that could have made it right to the top, and he's ended up no managing to stick out for whatever other reasons. And that's what I'm saying. It's just so that's what I've from day one, and he was in my class and all, if you know what I mean. So that's what the competition I had, for fuck's sake. So that's what I've had today. I just felt for day one, I've just had to always go balls to the wall and show it there. And the fact that I love wrestling helps it, you know what I mean? Because there's people out there that see when I do my stuff like jumping off the balconies or taking my crazy bumps, people are, oh, I'd never do that. And it's like, good, don't you ever think to yourself about doing something like that, because even you've got to do it. If you second guess it, you'll fuck it. When I do these things, I know before I'm doing it, I'm going to do that. Know what I mean? I can do it. Even before I do these kind of things, and if I didn't even feel one slight comfortable with being able to do it, I wouldn't do it. Know what I mean? I don't just do things. Like, nobody can force me to do it, and I force myself to do other stuff, and I don't even really force myself, and it's quite as simple. Ravie, do you want to jump for that big high, or do you want to go through that thing? Or do you want to do the answer 9 out of 10 times is yes. And then the other one time, I'll at least run through it myself to see if I can do it before I say no to it, know what I mean?
Yeah. And
that's this is just because I love wrestling. That's how with the storytelling. That's because I've got good guys. Like I had the Adrian, obviously, Red Light and Wolfgang, and that is my coaches, and BT Gunn and stuff like that. It's people that obviously have helped me, and I've had a lot of people. Like Grado's helped me out so much. You see that stuff with the camera, man. That's the one thing. Like Grado, the biggest superstar in the country, you know what I mean? He's the biggest help for me. Him and Drew are two of the biggest guys to help us. That's the one thing. Just Scotland, people all just love to help each other, you know what I mean? So even though I've had a lot of heat coming up, I've had a lot of help off people. The people that would help me, you wouldn't think would help me, the people would get heat like that. Wind your fucking neck in, you know what I mean? Kind of thing. So yeah, I see it.
I always find that attitude from folk to be absolutely mental. Like pay it forward, be a good guy. The opportunities you'll get yourself people describe heat, you get heat in comedy as well, man. You get heat in like music. People go like, who does that guy think he is? Well, it's none of your business. He's going to go and do what he wants. You're moaning about it. You're not doing nothing. See the folk that are moaning or giving heat, they're not doing nothing. You're doing something, man. It's a positive attitude and it's a way to fucking be. I would say that to Andy. If you're not pissing someone off, you're not doing it right.
But to be fair, you saying that, to be fair, there was one boy that used to give me hundreds of hate, right? But used to always bitch about me and that. And then the one day the school I actually ended up saying, people, you need to stop this, not, we can't be fucking off fighting and all that. Stop, Davey's doing hydro, whatever, right? And then one of the boys actually took it on board, and since then he's went and skyrocketed in wrestling. He's having one of the best careers ever, and the boy's actually one of my good pals now, you know what I mean? And the two is a bit of animosity because he wasn't like the fact that I was getting stuff in ICW and he wasn't quite there yet. But now that boy's fucking shot right past me because he's been focusing on his own things. That's what anybody in wrestling should do. See, if you don't like somebody in wrestling, just fucking keep it yourself and focus on your own stuff, you know what I mean? Or at least just keep it in your fucking group chat with your pals, you know what I mean? For fuck's sake, they need to fucking go and cunts bosses and cunts thingies and burying cunts and all that. It's just all shite, man.
I've never understood.
That's one thing I've realised now is I need to just focus on myself, and that's when I'll start to get there. I mean, that's why I done it for a while. I'd actually, that's how I ended up on the TikTok. And I see for a while, I'd actually forgot who I was, and I was trying to fit in again. I was like, I've got myself so much heat, I'm just got to try and fit in with guys and all that. I'm going to stop doing my stupid videos and all that stuff. And that didn't work either. I was still getting the heat, and they know people would like me, but I wasn't enjoying myself and doing my stuff. So I had the lockdown, starting back on TikTok and that, and now I'm really enjoying life, you know what I mean? I'm loving the wrestling, I'm loving my life, and loving everything. So that's what you should do. If you do have problems with people in wrestling, either say to that person themselves, keep it yourself, or just keep it in between the group chat, and you need to fucking go a bit.
Totally. Look, I always say the same thing. Like, see the amount of time you spend being jealous or resentful about someone else, they're occupying your life. Let's just let it go. See that time? Use it for yourself, no for someone fucking else. Drives me nuts, man. Drives me nuts. And I don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of it as well. But right, let's get in about what happens outside of wrestling. You've told us about your aspirations and everything that goes on. We got to talk about this. I've been dying to get a chance to chat to you about this, but you've actually started up, not starting. You've actually started up your own wrestling company. Obviously, when the world locked down, when the world shut up, we weren't able to do wrestling shows, but you're back out there in the community doing your own wrestling company. Was that something you just wanted to give back, or was it just an itch you always wanted to scratch, man?
Well, to be fair, it's something I have always wanted to do. I have always wanted to start my own wrestling company since I was a wee boy. I know I'm going back to the wee boy thing, but I used to have, when I see all the wrestling figures when I used to buy me, I used to have a big notepad. Me and Xander would stay with me every Friday, Saturday. We'd have about 100 wrestlers. He'd bring his wrestler up. We'd have storylines written out, mate, everything, about 20 different champions. No, we'd actually play out all matches, all of them with day drafts, everything, mate. It was mental. And it's also, I've always had that thing. Then, obviously, I've been doing wrestling and that, but it's always something I thought I was going to be doing it in like another 10 years for now. I didn't think it's going to be happening anytime soon. But then when the lockdown happened, obviously a lot of shit happened, whatever. And the Fairfield Club in Govan came to me and said to us, Davie, the wrestling that used to be on here was good, you know what I mean? But we don't want to associate with them. We want to be, for you, a Govan boy. We don't, you know what I mean? We want to see somebody in Govan prosper. No offence to them, I'm not mad, but we don't want to work with them. We know you're a Govan boy, we know you're a wrestler, we know you're... And all, it was only... Yeah, there's no... This isn't anything to do with any other people or anything like that, but the shows before that were selling half the capacity, and I think the club, especially lockdown, they just spent a lot of money getting the place done up and that. I think they were wanting the wrestling and they were also wanting to sell the place out. So that's how they've contacted me. They've said, could you do it? And I actually said first, I was like, that's not something I could do. I've not got the money or anything like to do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can get somebody to do it. I was like, the GPWA or ICW or something like that. They said, no, we don't want to take, we don't know any, we know you, we know you're a good boy, we know you're a community, you're invested in the community and all that. We want you to do it, we don't want anybody else to do it. So was that really like, I do actually want to do this, you know what I mean? So do I just no have wrestling in Govan, or do I bite the bullet and just fucking go on and try for this? And I just thought, you know what? I've got a TikTok success now. I've got my videos I'm averaging like 5 million views a month on TikTok. I've got over 100,000 followers on social media. As I've got everybody asking me where they want to wrestle, because lockdown, no many people have seen me wrestle. And after the lockdown, I've not been booked on many shows with us fans and stuff like that. So that actually came as usually I'd be raging about that, but it actually came as a blessing in disguise, because then nobody's seen the wrestle, you know what I mean? So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. So I done it. Got my talent in that, booked for it, got everything sorted. I actually managed to sell it out 3 weeks in advance. So that was 350 people capacity. So out 3 weeks in advance. Not we actually knocking people back at the door and stuff like that. So if we wanted to, we could upgrade to somewhere bigger. But the club, obviously, that's going to be my ECW ballroom type thing. Not, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the shows, but it's wild. The referee means Xander won the match. The full entire crowd, with all the weigh-ins, ran into the ring. There was about 50 weigh-ins in the ring, people jumping about. Obviously, I was shite myself. So I'm like, oh no, I'm going to need to buy a new ring. I'm going to need to buy this ring. After the guy I've hired this half and nothing, I have no money the night, made nothing is going to get out of this guy. Wow, brutal. So but it went really well. I felt like it was a good vibe. I was using, because obviously, as I said, I'm at the level where I've been training for ages. That's so, like, for example, the GPWA and that, all the other schools in the G like that, they can't give everybody opportunities all the time. Yeah. So I've also as well, I'm starting somewhere now where I can give opportunities to people, because I'm the worst for it, mate. I send my CV to people every single month, the same company all the time. So I now know that there's another place that I can give people opportunities and stuff like that. So I see it as a good thing that way as well. And I'm getting something back to Govan. There's hundreds of weigh-ins in Govan that are asking me how do they become wrestlers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's the business. That's why I call it community pro wrestling and all, because I want to make the community aspect there. I want to make it. I don't want it. Obviously, I plan on moving it. I don't just plan on doing it Govan, but like I want to do it in the south side and that and all it. So like Govan, Castlemilk, these community places, you know what I mean? They're like scheming places that if I grew up there, I'd probably had the same outcome. No, I mean, no, me being a bad, it's no me to. But if I grew up in Giffen, I'm out in Mearns, there's probably a chance I'm Davington, and I don't actually do wrestling or anything else. You know what I mean?
Davington. Mate, there's a gimmick if ever I heard one.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? So if I came from somewhere like that, I might never have been the person I'm of the day, but I'm sure if I grew up in Easterhouse or if I grew up in Drumchapel or something like that, there'd probably still be Ravie Davie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the way I see that. So that's what community pro wrestling is. It's about getting, I'm trying to do cheap affordable tickets to families, dinner to basically doing all. It's either you fuckers are going to book and they're asking Wayne's, would these want? And they say to them wrestling. Now these community youth fuckers, when they go to their bosses can maybe look up, they can see, find me, and we can maybe do something or not. I mean, I don't know about it. That's what it's about. It's about getting what I didn't have when I was younger. Not I mean, there's no I can have these Waynes come in, watch wrestling, they ask me what it's about. I can tell them to go to the GPW or something like that. I can tell them to go somewhere, not when they're actually into it. And that's maybe me go to somebody off the streets of Dublin and maybe knows another Wayne's will got to be a statistic or something like that. He's older, not I mean, because that's thing on. Not I mean, like all my pals that I used to jump with as a guy, I'm probably the only one that isn't actually doing like a long-term prison sentence, hasn't ended up doing one, or isn't he on heroin, or isn't he doing something wrong? No, I mean that's obviously I'm not trying like love all the boys that I grew up to, but it's not I mean I feel bad for them, not but that is a true outcome, not I mean that is what's happened. I'm the only one that's really managed to get out the fucking.
We're all walking a different path, mate. We're all walking a different path. We can only, do we want ones we want. And the cool thing I think about the community pro wrestling thing, like even when I was checking out on social media and what have you, in some of the videos, it's like you said, the good vibes. It's like, see, for some of these wee kids, that is their WrestleMania. Do you know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
That is their, like that had blown, like when I was a kid, like when down here in Ayrshire where I grew up, there's no wrestling, but that would have blown my fucking mind if my mum had been able to go and afford it. Do you know what I mean? Like going to see some of the SECC, that can be really expensive. But they can go along, they can hit up, they can hit up the snacks, they can just have themselves an absolute blast, man. That's exactly what it is. And that's why I think it's going to be, you're going to do more. Going to do more shows.
We'll get a show the 25th of February. 25th of February, £6 a child ticket, £10 an adult ticket, £25 a family ticket, 2 adults, 2 children. And that's the way I know. I want to make it as affordable as possible. Not, I mean, I know. But so in Govan, right, as I said, there might be people who don't have a lot of money, right? But see, if I'm saying a family to get £25, I don't want to, this might come across bad, but like, even the man da who on Universal Credit will be able to take their wee boy, wee lass at it.
Yeah.
If it's the talk of the school, know what I mean? And all the boys that mas and dads work and stuff like that can go. The mas and dads, fair enough, it might not, obviously, I'm not saying it would be a priority if they need to get the food and all that in as well, we should get all that stuff. But I'm just saying, even at that price, they'd be able to get the full family out for a night, know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if they're no well off, that's the way I like to see it anyway. That's the way I hope it is anyway. Yeah, because at the end of the day, because I know when I was younger, my nana, she managed to get me, my nana used to manage to get me to do all these things, but she wouldn't be laughing, not I mean, she swept up hair and a hairdresser, know what I mean? So that's what I want. I mean, I didn't come for any money, so I don't want to price anybody for that, know what I mean?
No, we're all entitled to nights out. We're all entitled to get our passions and all, and indulge those things, mate, which people forget. People forget sometimes. Hey, I know plenty of folk with loads of money that don't do stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And, if you want to go and indulge it and means people can get along and check out the shows, man, I think it's exactly what it's about. That's it. Everyone, like a wee kid, forgiven. And you know something? There could be a future world champion or something sitting in that audience. You never fucking know. How cool would that be?
And then obviously when they're a world champion, hopefully they get me on the writing team, not I mean.
Well, there it is, mate. Let's make it fucking happen. Right, we got to talk about social media, man. We've hit on a little bit about it, the videos you did back in the day. But we got to talk about, like, I'll call it like the second gen of Ravie Davie on social media, because like you say, you'd always done videos and stuff like that, but on TikTok, man, specifically about that, like you say, it's blown up. Like, it's blown up. You seem to be just having what you said about you wanted to get back on TikTok. What's the creative process, man? Because like you're making connections with other people. You just look like you're having a ball on TikTok.
So TikTok basically. So when I started off in the wrestling as well, obviously I go big on Facebook. I got quite a big following, going viral and stuff like that. Yeah. And then, as I said, I stopped doing all that stuff because people were getting annoyed and all that stuff, and I wanted to just show people that I was a wrestler and I wasn't just a gimmick and all that piss, right? But I wasn't really enjoying that, and I started getting depressed, just a big long story basically, but I was not happy. I had my head up my arse at the time, and I had to get finger out. So during the lockdown and stuff like that, I started. Well, I was watching TikTok, and I knew I actually had TikTok downloaded for like the summer before the lockdown, and I knew I was like, this is going to be big. I just knew, but it was only dancing at first week. But I still had it downloaded, but I was trying to post video on that, but it wasn't working. But I kept it downloaded because I knew it was going to be big at one point. So I just started watching stuff. It was all the dancing and all that crap. And then eventually I seen a few comedy skits on it and they were doing well. And I was like, right, maybe I've got something like this. Because as I said, I got all the stuff back on Facebook back in the day and I got over with that. But I never tried to monetize it or anything like that because as I said, I was just using I was trying to get over on wrestling by getting over on Facebook, showing people it's funny, trying to get bookings via that. And then, as I said, I stopped it because I felt like I had enough bookings and all that, and I was trying to show people as a wrestler, not a gimmick. So then when I started seeing the comedy videos on TikTok and it was during lockdown, I was like, you know what? Fuck being a wrestler, no, I mean, I'm not a fucking gimmick, you know what? And a gimmick's what's got to take me for. A gimmick took me to a certain point, I feel like, and then when I started stop trying to be a gimmick, I feel like I went down, and now I'm back being a gimmick again, fucking going up, not. I mean, so be a gimmick for the rest of the fucking wrestling career now. But so as I said, obviously, it's like that. But so I said, I seen the video, so I'm going to get one of my old TikTok videos put up. So I just went and got my first ever one, the whole I'm on the night shift. I posted that and I get like 250,000 views, hundreds of thousands of likes and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe we'll go something here. So I started just scrolling through all my old TikTok videos and all my old Facebook videos, posting more, and they were all starting to get like popular and stuff like that. So once I posted them, I'm scrolling through and catching the trends. I just started doing videos and I was starting to get how it worked. And I just one day I just went, fuck it, I want to get into this. I like this. That. So I went on to YouTube and just typed in how to get over. It was how to get grow on TikTok. And everything they told me today, mate, I've just been doing that. And I get quite popular. But to be fair, because what happened was I was getting popular. I was doing all that, but then I was getting banned all the time because, or as you said, I'll always argue people because at the end of the day, I'm a character on head, not I mean, so the guys get waiting on TikTok. It's not as if I need to be like, I get other wrestlers and they be like, oh, you don't bother yourself with that, know what I mean? But at the end of the day,
but you were always having a laugh. Do you know what I mean?
And that and all, but if you're an head, maybe I could get like a normal wrestler if he's at a corner show and somebody says something cheeky, I might just look at him and just walk away like I could battle that guy. But an head, I mean, if you walk by somebody in the street and somebody says something, it doesn't matter if they're a wee guy, like a wee guy at 12 or an old guy at 80, or if it's a woman at 80, but like, are you fucking talking to? Not there's going to end up being an argument, so just grind through it my character. And then obviously, but I was getting banned in that, so I was like, I did like this TikTok, but I keep getting banned and I need to do something about it. So I noticed people like getting slaughtered. I was watching the algorithm, all this stuff like that. I noticed people loved food on TikTok. Right. And then after that, I noticed people loved food on TikTok and then me slaughtering people. So I was like, I need to do something about it. So I had the idea for Ravie's Rotten Food Reviews. That's what...
Fuck, man, I'm addicted to the Rotten Food Reviews. Like, because I love stuff like Good Mythical Morning or whenever they do, like, you know, somebody's doing the wee food ones and they're always like, oh, let's see what this cashews are like from what have you. But yours is just in the other. I fucking love the Rotten Food Reviews, mate. I'm addicted to them.
So obviously I done that because basically I was thinking just Gordon Ramsay for takeaways. I mean, that's what I had the idea for. And then so I was going to do them on my main account, but then I got banned for a week. I was like, you know what, fuck this. I made a backup account and I was like, fuck this, I'm not waiting anymore. TikTok, I was enraged, mate. And I was like, they keep banning me for nothing. Because today, there's videos I get permanently banned for somebody saying, you can't fight. And I said to them, sound then. That's all I said. And they banned me. I peeled it and that's how my account back, know what I mean? But that's how you just know something's up with it. But so I've ended up, I'm posting this on my mate, the new account, right? I've done the best kebab one and I posted it. I went to my bed, man. I woke up the next day and I had like 12,000 followers. That was more than I had on the account that was banned and that. Know what I mean? Just with this one video, I gained 10,000 followers overnight. So obviously, when I started just doing the Rotten Food Reviews, rapid, doing hundreds of them. And as I'm doing all this, people started asking me, where can we see this? Or where can we do this? Where can we do that? And there was no, I wasn't booked on any GPWA shows or anything like that. ICW was behind closed doors. And that's when obviously the people contacted me for the Fairfield Club, so I just put the two together. Yeah. And I started obviously I started monetizing my TikTok, obviously in the creator fund. I made the wrestling school, and then obviously I know somebody's like that about Twitch. about making Twitch and that as well. So I made a Twitch account of it, and people, I've nearly got 2,000 followers now. I've got something like 200 subscribers. Something
That's brilliant.
And I've got.
Does that mean you can become a partner? I can never fucking remember.
I need to be kind on. I need to have like 75 average viewers to be a partner, which I don't.
Oh, is it right?
Average that now, but I get invited to a mad tournament the other day, a mad tennis tournament. I end up winning that game that I've only played for like 20 minutes or something like that with my pal. So doing funny things on it, but so that's what I'm saying. Back in the day with social media, I didn't really monetize myself.
Yeah.
Now I'm all this as well. Like I'm selling t-shirts as well. I used to sell my t-shirt back then, just at shows, but now people actually want to buy Ravie Davie t-shirts. And then I know obviously a lot of people think I'm a comedian. I don't think I'm much of a comedian, but people always say to me, "Oh, you should take comedy or whatever." So I done my first bit of stand-up through TikTok in the Fairfield Club. It went all right, but I didn't feel comfortable doing it. And I think it's I realised because my thing's more improvisation. Somebody makes a comment and I'm slotting them back, something like that. So that's when I came up with the idea for Bands to the Slaughter, but I've asked you to be the host for it, know what I mean?
Got it right here, Bands to the Slaughter. There it is.
Brilliant. So that's my idea basically I think you did something kind of similar in on a Monday. Who's
well, we used to do the show, and I'm going to bring it back in 2022 anyway. But we kept having to change the name because we kept getting like cease and desists.
Did you?
Bullshit, man. Like I think we were called "If I Got Headlocks for You," and then I think the BBC got in touch and went, "You can't call it that," and we went, "How?" And they went, "All right, fair enough." We had Whose Clothesline Is It Anyway? Where again, I think it was fucking Fox or something that got in touch going, "You can't call it that." And we went, "How?" And they went, "Oh, aye, fair enough." See the number of cease and desists that don't hold up? It's fucking bullshit. Anyway,
so
Bands to the Slaughter.
Bands to the Slaughter. Well, hopefully nobody sends me a cease and desist.
They're no gonna.
Probably a couple of butchers, maybe. Like that's lambs, slaughtering lambs.
Here's a couple of chops and we'll change the name, fuck's sake.
So basically my idea was I like celebrity juice and stuff like that, and I was trying to think a way to do a comedy show that would be improv. So I thought, like, if I do a celebrity juice style show with my big mate 50, who me and him have got great chemistry and stuff like that, we'll do him as a team leader, do me as a team leader. So basically Bands to the Slaughter is we're going to have Billy hosting. It's going to be Team Ravie Davie versus Team 50. We're going to do like different games. So one of the games we're actually going to have is called blind boxing. So we're going to have me and 50 blindfolded, right? And then we're going to ask our team members questions, and if they get them wrong, like if my team gets it wrong, 50 will get to punch me with a blindfold on, and his team will get to direct them where I'm at. And the same will be going with the other team. Not, and eventually as well, we're going to get people in the crowd up to help, and if they get the question right, they get to punch either me or 50, whoever's question is. And if they get it wrong, they need to stand in the corner when the mask comes off, they get slaughtered. Not, I mean, that'll be one of the games. The other games will be like, which the other ones we'll go. We're going to be doing something. We're going to be doing the rotten food review. It's basically, obviously, because of the food reviews I've been on TikToks. We're going to have his blindfold again, headphones on, and we're going to have to taste foods and try and guess them right and stuff like that, and then do reviews on them live. Part of we're making parody comedy songs. But all these things lined up basically, and then it's got to be me and 50's team against each other. His team's going to have Mikey Collins and Mark Black, so he's got two fantastic comedians in his team, and then I've got the wee man and James Gardner Mines, two even better comedians, but they fucking better be better, because if my team loses, I need to do the forfeit. We've not decided what the forfeit is. It's going to be fucking rotten, know what I mean? That's one thing. So £10 a ticket for that and all. End of January, 28th of January.
Yeah.
So that's got to be a class night, so get your tickets for that. Especially use people that say to me on the internet, I'm a comedian. Well, fucking come and buy my first tickets to my show. Me being a comedian then, for fuck's sake, this is because of you bastards. I'm trying it, know what I mean?
Look, mate, it's going to be you're bringing all the stuff you love together. Pro wrestling, you're earning a living, keeping the roof over your head, providing for your family, and now you're branching out into fucking comedy. I'm fucking delighted because I remember this boy that they were getting today, the raffle, and had all this heat, and then fucking look at you now, mate. Look at you fucking now. I feel like a proud uncle. I still do the raffle, mate. I did it with my insurance. I don't need to horn the big wad of cash yet someday. Swear to God, best feeling of my full wrestling career, mate, was that knowing that raffle didn't have to go to somebody else. No, kidding on. Best feeling was actually just doing the full show. That the raffle was just a side part. The actual full show, getting to see people's faces like Big Ross and Darrow and all that.
getting treated like the stars that I know they are, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, man. People
Like,
that
man,
know, people that maybe know wrestling for 350 people getting a day, that kind of thing, not just day kind of thing, was brilliant, you know what I mean? That was my first wrestling show. That's probably the biggest achievement in my life, you know what I mean? My wrestling career, you know what I mean? That was the best day of my life, that.
Oh, brilliant. Well, look, man, there's going to be many more of those, and everyone can obviously check you out on social media. You all need to come and see Bams to the Slaughter. It's going to be, I don't even know what we want to call it, like an extreme improv game show. It's got everything under one roof, but it's going to be bloody funny. We've got to check it out.
Put it this way, you want to come to the first one, because you're going to the first one means you get to see your part of history. We don't want you coming in 6 years' time when we're headlining everywhere up and down the country, you know what I mean? Come and see you're at the first one, and then we can sort you out VIP and all that for the ones in the future, you know what I mean?
There you go, King. Signed 8x10s. It's going to be fighting. And who knows if it's going to be 5-0, if it's going to be you, it's going to be down the forfeit. You got to make sure to check it out. Davey, this has been absolutely fucking amazing. I've just got one last question to ask you. What's your plans in pro wrestling? As a wrestler, I know you're doing your own company and all that type of thing. What does Ravie Davie want out of pro wrestling? What do you want to do? Sounds like you've still got plenty of ideas in that head, but what do you want?
Well, when I started, obviously I wanted to get signed and I wanted a big contract. Obviously, if that happens, over the moon, not. I mean, I'm full time. I'm making a living through wrestling and getting to provide for my family doing that. But the goals have changed now. Now, what I want to do is I want to give back to my community. So it's hard to really explain, know what I mean? Because me saying this is just got to sound like cliche pish, know what I mean? But when I get into wrestling, I want to be rich and famous, and I want to go to WWE or get a contract, that kind of thing. But people might say, because he probably not got to make it to these places now, he doesn't think that. And that probably is part of it, to be fair, know what I mean? But one of the big problems, remember I said that wrestlers wrestling, I end up depressed. No, that was one of these, because he does what I'm going to make it to WWE, get myself fit, all that kind of stuff. And that just ruined my head. No, I mean, that's not the life I want to live, just living a lifestyle where I need to try and focus on one thing. I want to give back to my community. I want to, my wee boy, he says he wants to get a wrestling, so if I can, not even him, no, I mean, like, if I can inspire people to become wrestlers, if I can give back to my community, if I can keep on this trajectory that I'm going on, if I can make a full-time living through wrestling, if I can travel the world through wrestling and stuff like that, and go to our countries and wrestle, then I think that will be a pretty successful life. And all the people that laughed at me when I told them I was going to become a wrestler, I don't even teach them, I'm talking to my pals and that, people that I've got, you know, see if I get to end my life done all of that, I think it will be worth all the people that laughed at me as a wee guy, and all the shit I've been through. I think my life will be a success if I get to do all of that, you know what I mean? So that's my goals now. Obviously, I want to make CPW very successful and all, you know what I mean? That's probably my other plans now, because obviously that will be into the full-time wrestling. If I can have my own wrestling company that's selling out shows and that, it will not be long until my full-time living is wrestling, you know what I mean? So that's my goals. Obviously, I want to, just because I've started a wrestling company, doesn't mean Ravie Davie the wrestler's gone anywhere. I'm still going to be doing all these mad shit. Like in ICW, I've lost a match against Theodoros where the rules have got to change at ICW. I never actually agreed to that. Nobody came up to me and said, by the way, Dave, we'll get into this match. Not so that was an extra weight on my shoulder. But you know what? Since I lost the rules, I'll put it on my back and I'll take up that mantelpiece. I'll be the wrestler that does ICW and same rules matches, not my matches.
Right.
The ones. No, I mean, that's me telling you that. So Ravie Davie's not going anywhere just because I want to be, because I've moved into the promotion side. It doesn't mean you're not still getting 100% pure mad bastard Ravie Davie. You're still getting crazy Ravie Davie, you know what I mean? So I just, end of the day, see what I talk for wrestling, but I want to be as the most famous person to come from government since Sir Alex Ferguson, but see when I retire, I want to have had more championships in him. And that's
fucking, there is the tagline. Everyone, Ravie Davie, yes. Another cracking one, folks. Thanks very much for checking it out. Don't forget to tell your friends if they're into pro wrestling, if they're thinking about getting into pro wrestling, or maybe they're just looking for something that, God damn it, is motivational and picks you up and punches you right in the arsehole. That is one to watch. The ones this week. Thank you, everyone that's tuned in for Wrestling Month, especially. That's something that's very passionate to my heart. I know JJ, the gaffer, Brawbeard. He's very much into his pro wrestling as well. So thank you to everyone, all our guests. We're entering into December as well, so we're going to be bringing you some cool stuff as we are taking Broadcast into the end of the year. And again, make sure to check out everything from our very special guest this week, Ravie Davie. Check him out on TikTok. Check him out on Facebook. I'm not sure if he's on Twitter now. I think of it. I'm not sure. I'll double check that, but make sure to check all that as well and buy his merch. Really is amazing stuff. And again, a big thank you to everyone at Insane Championship Wrestling for loaning us the footage. Right, that's all we've got time for in this episode of Broadcast. A couple of little bits of business before we get out of here. First of all, boom! Don't forget, you can join us live. We are doing Broadcast on February the 19th at Drygate. We're doing it instead of the championships and the Brawbeard Mustache and Beard Championships. I've pronounced that completely wrong, but it is. Beard and Mustache Championships. That's going to be a Drygate. That's February 19th. And it's an excuse to get some booze, get some catch-ups from everyone in the Brawtherhood as well. Get your tickets now. Get it done before Christmas. Get your tickets right now. You can head over to either thebrawcast.com or .co.uk, or you can just see all the links that are over on the social media as well. Head over to Broadcast as well. Brawbeard. All the information's over there on how you can get tickets and join us on the 19th. We've got a hell of a lineup for you. Our guest will be Bruce Smart from Teapot from One, 74,000-mile solo trip around the world on his bike. He raised 15 grand for charity. Calvin Gowan, a competitive bodybuilder and coach. He's got a no bullshit attitude, and I can't wait to see what he's going to say on the microphone. We've also got Jack Jester, the hardcore icon of the planet, the devil's favorite dirty, the big ride machine, whatever you want to call him. He's going to be there. Star of the Scots as well. Lee Johnson, professional motorcycle racer. There's a little bit for everything, and we're going to have some beers, we're going to have a chat, and have ourselves a bloody good time. Get your tickets right now for Broadcast Live. That's going to be a hell of a night, and again, that's going to be at the Drygate. Hey, it's the countdown to the championships for 2023. Start on February 19th. So you want to make sure you're there. Again, you can support this podcast by heading over to Brawbeard Oils, getting yourself some gear, some merch. Again, the money goes to help bringing you this absolutely free. And of course, it's bloody amazing, the stuff you get. The beard oils, award-winning beard oils, combs. I think there's bandanas on there as well. There's neck gaiters, which you can use as them. Make sure to head that out. If you've enjoyed the wrestling month, maybe we'll get to do some more down the line. A couple of ideas for that and so much more. I'm currently coming to you from COVID towers, I think would be the way we describe this. So hopefully we're going to be back on the road a wee bit. And we're excited about some of the plans for 2023. Right, a couple of last things. 2022, not 2023. I'm wishing the time away. A couple of last quick things about for myself. First of all, you can see me live this December if you want to come and see me do stand-up. First of all, I'm going to be doing weekends at the Rotunda in Glasgow. You can get tickets at rotundacomedy.com. You can also come and see me at the Stand Comedy Club over between Christmas and New Year, including Hogmanay, where I'm going to be headlining the Stand Comedy Club in Glasgow. Get tickets for that. It's the perfect Hogmanay party. Get yourself along. Yeah, we'll have ourselves a bloody good time. Me, Chris Forbes, Gary Little, Larry Dean. It's a brilliant lineup. It's going to be a hard one to follow, I don't mind telling you, but we're going to have ourselves a bloody good time. You make sure to check that out. And if you remember, Broadcast would always lend to our pals at Monday Night Improv. We are going to be doing the final Monday Night Improv show of 2021, and that is going to be at the Stand Comedy Club on Monday, the 20th of December. You can get your tickets for that. But at the moment, forget all that. Buy tickets for Broadcast Live. That's all I've got time for on this show. I am going to get the bloody hell out of here. Please look after yourself. Hopefully, I'm going to be here next week because the way COVID's going, the thing is, I'm going to get out. I'm going to get back out from self-isolating on my birthday. Yes! I don't think I'm doing anything on my birthday. I've been told I'm busy. Such is life. Have yourself a great week. We'll see you next week on Broadcast. Look after yourself. Bye-bye.